The night my phone exploded with missed calls, I knew the secret was out. My hands were still shaking from signing the final document when a single text lit up the screen. "We need to talk. Now." I stared at it, remembering every smile that vanished the moment money entered the room, every promise that turned conditional. After graduation, I had done one quiet thing, and it was about to change everything. I just walked across the stage with my diploma when my grandparents pulled me aside. They hugged me tightly, pride glowing in their tired eyes. They'd raised me when no one else had time, fed me when budgets were thin, and taught me how to stand tall without asking permission. Their estate wasn't flashy, but it was a product of decades of discipline. A modest home, a small rental, and savings they planned to leave for the family. That phrase always made my stomach twist, because I knew the family. I'd seen it before. At holidays, they joked about inheritance like it was a lottery ticket. They dropped hints, asked questions that sounded innocent but landed sharp. Have they updated the will? Who's handling the paperwork? When my grandparents fell ill one winter, those questions turned urgent. Visits increased. So did the pressure. So I listened, and I learned. While others celebrated my graduation, I spent evenings researching trusts, fiduciary duties, and how quickly estates evaporate under helpful hands. I didn't tell anyone, not even my grandparents, until I had a plan that protected them without lighting a fuse. When I finally sat them down, I spoke plainly. I told them how trusts worked, how assets could be shielded, how their wishes could be enforced when voices got loud. They didn't hesitate. "Do it," my grandfather said. Quietly. We did it quietly. The trust locked the estate, named a neutral trustee, and spelled out distributions with surgical clarity. It protected my grandparents while they were alive and honored them after. No one could sell, siphon, or borrow without rules snapping shut. I wasn't the beneficiary. I didn't need to be. The point wasn't control, it was protection. Then my grandmother mentioned it at Sunday lunch. The room went cold. Forks paused midair. Someone laughed too loudly. Questions followed like dominoes, each one pushing harder than the last. Who suggested it? Why now? Can it be changed? My grandfather answered once and only once. "It's done." That's when the calls started. They tried charm first. Cousins I hadn't heard from in years asked how I was really doing. And Anne invited me to coffee, slid papers across the table, and said the trust was confusing. An uncle warned me about family unity, as if unity had ever protected my grandparents before. When that failed, the tone shifted. Accusations. Threats. "You think you're smarter than us? You stole what wasn't yours." I kept my voice steady and my answers short. The trust speaks for itself. Talk to the trustee. They tried stepping in anyway. A sudden proposal to manage the rental. A push to refinance. A plan to move my grandparents closer. On paper, generous. In practice, expensive and irreversible. Each attempt hit the same wall. Denied. Not permitted. Unauthorized. The real moment came at a meeting. They called without me, expecting compliance through numbers. The trustee attended. So did the attorney. The room buzzed with confidence until the clauses were read aloud. No sales without unanimous consent. No loans to family. Medical care prioritized. Maintenance funded. Annual audits. Consequences for interference. Silence. I watched faces drain of color. The leverage they counted on didn't exist. The shortcuts were closed. The trust didn't argue, didn't apologize, didn't bend. It simply stood there unmovable. Afterward, my grandfather squeezed my hand. "You did right," he said. That was the only validation I needed. The call stopped. The smiles turned careful. At the next holiday, conversation stayed shallow, safe. My grandparents slept easier. The house stayed theirs. The future stayed intact. Revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it signs papers, locks doors, and lets people reveal themselves. I didn't raise my voice or take a dollar. I just made sure the truth couldn't be rewritten. And when my family tried to step in, they found nothing left to grab.